In this extremely short video, I want to talk about Levicki's leadership skills. In fact, this is taken from a Financial Times article, I believe. I haven't read the original, which was in 1998. If you fall across that article, please let me know. It would be interesting to see it. I haven't managed to resurrect it yet, so this is a second-hand presentation. These are notes I got from, I can't remember where, but I got these notes a long time ago, probably from the original, but I didn't keep a copy of the original. So they're in a newspaper from the London Financial Times back in 1998, and I believe it's on page 21. So let's look at what it is. It's a very short video. It's simply a list of skills and their meaning. And all we do is we go through each one of them to say tenacity is the continued effort to achieve some difficult task. That's almost a dictionary definition. So it's not really that helpful. But in terms of skills, if we have tenacity, we are more likely to achieve an outcome. Stamina, the ability to continue trying even in the face of adversity. Capable of good forecasting and strategic thinking. That's long run, of course. Strategic tends to be long run. But being capable of forecasting and looking into the future and planning out the future, that's a good leadership skill. Emotional intelligence, capable of explaining the personal motivations of people, talking to people and empathizing with them and being able to motivate them and explain to them what's required. So it's having a feeling for what people need and being able to deliver that. Judgment and priorities, well, to be able to critically evaluate, a great academic term, critically evaluate and prioritize the issues confronting the business. Critically look at the issues. Look at them. Don't look at them in a soft way and think everything's going to be fine. It may not. So critically evaluate. Look at what could go wrong, and plan for contingencies. And also make sure that the priorities are set for the business, and these are logical. These are what is required by the business. Equanimity, well, the capacity to remain calm in the eye of the storm. The capacity to remain calm when things are going wrong, not to get too concerned. It may be a very important issue, something gone wrong, badly gone wrong, but it's important to keep composure and to analyze it effectively and properly, not emotionally. To look at it in a very commonsensical way, to make sure that the solution that you're going to come up with, that solution is effective and relevant and feasible. It can be implemented. So keeping calmness in the face of adversity. Having good values and high values and beliefs that lead to good decisions. Making sure that the decisions made are in the best interest of the business and of the employees and of the shareholders and the community. In other words, all the stakeholders are taken into account. Now, some decisions will not necessitate that sort of macro thinking. Some of the decisions might be very micro and just simply looking at some small issue associated with the business. But making sure that at the same time that the changes that you are proposing are not going to be injurious to some worker, member of staff, some member of the community. They're not going to be carelessly made. Don't make careless decisions. I suppose that's what it comes down to. Have the capacity to inspire others. Have charisma. Have the ability that people look to you to give a lead and be able to inspire them. Have a record of having good achievements and good solid recommendations, and to have been successful in the past. Don't just guess. Calculate. Think about it. Look at the alternatives. Look at what could happen if it went wrong, and have contingencies ready. Look like you're in charge. Look like you have the ability to do the analysis. That's important. And have care for fellow human beings. Remember, not everyone is the same as you. Some people will be perhaps stronger. Some people may be a lot weaker. But we all share the same humanity. So make sure that you are not being careless in the context of the safety or the well-being or the emotions of fellow workers and colleagues. Take them into account when making a decision. Perhaps even consult them, even though the chances of you taking their recommendations are very slim. Make them feel wanted and involved. In that way, they'll be happier to work alongside you. And that's the sum total of this lot. It's just a set of skills that Levicki kindly made available to us with some brief explanations of meanings. They're a useful set. When writing an essay about leadership, for example, we've got a set of points here from where to start. So let's leave it at that and say thank you for watching.